All right, so this is video number 2. We're going to go ahead and do number 91. What are the coordinates of the x-intercept of this equation? X-intercept, okay? What does that mean? I want to know where it crosses the x-axis. All right, so you've got several options here. Number 1 is to solve it so that you can actually graph it and look at the graph yourself. So remember, we need stuff to be in y equals in order to do that. And the only thing that I have to do is to divide everybody by this -3. So if I do that, I get y equals -8/3. Negative divided by negative is +2/3, and that's the one with the x, so don't forget it. And now I get to put this on y equals. So alpha y equals enter, -8/3 plus alpha y equals enter, 2/3 x. And I press graph. And I want to see where it's crossing the x-axis. And I can clearly see it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's crossing the x-axis at 4. So my answer is D. That's one way to find an x-intercept. Another way to find the x-intercept is that we know all x-intercepts have the number and then a 0 on the y. So I can plug in a 0 on the y. -3 times 0 is equal to 8 minus 2x, and just solve for x. -3 times 0 is just 0. If you're solving for x, you want to have x alone. So remember, letters left. So add 2x. 0 plus 2x is just 2x equals to the 8. Divide by 2, divide by 2. You get x equals 4 regardless. Okay, so that's the x-intercept. Number 92. I give you 2 points and I'm looking for the y-intercept. This one's a little bit different. Y-intercept I love. It's even easier, especially when they give you 2 points, because all you need to do is put these 2 points in stat, because stat gives you the slope and the y-intercept. So I'm going to go to stat. Enter. The first point is 10, 17. Second point is 6 and 3. You press stat again, move it over to calculate. This is a line, so number 4, and calculate. Your y-intercept is the B, -18, which is letter H. You could do rise over run and keep going, rise over run, rise over, until you cross the y-intercept yourself if you got more graph paper. Okay, but why do that when you can just learn the steps to stat? Okay. 93. Which linear equation goes through the points -2, -7, and 3, 8? Notice that all your answer choices are in y equals, so you can either get your calculator and put this on y equals and go to the table to see which one has those 2 points. Or you can put it on stat. Remember, stat is going to give you the slope and the y-intercept. So if I go and use stat, -2, -7, and 3, 8, I go stat, calc, number 4, calc. 3 goes here, so 3x minus 1. That's going to be my equation. There it is. Okay, so you can test it out. 3x minus 1. Second table, does it have a -2, -7? Yes, it does. Does it have the 3, 8? Yes, it does. So that's 93. 94. Which of the following equations has a slope of -4/7 and passes through the point 14, 3? All right. Okay, so they're all in like standard form. Okay, so I need to solve them for y equals so that I can put it on y equals. So I'm going to move that x. So I'm going to get 7y is equal to -4x plus 77. Divide by 7. And y equals that, right? Okay, so far, yes, it does have the -4/7. So now I'm going to put this, I know negative 7 divided by 7, that's 11. So I'm going to put it on the calculator. Alpha y equals enter, negative 4/7 x plus 11. Second table, does it have a 14/3? Yes, it does. It was the first one. Okay, let's go to 84. Remember, we're working backwards. I give you a graph, and I'm looking for another one that is perpendicular that goes through point P. Point P is actually -6, 2. Okay, well, perpendicular means that it's got opposite reciprocal slopes. So whatever slope this line has, let's find it. I'm going to pick these 2 points right here and do rise over run. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's negative. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. So my slope is -1. Opposite means that I'm going to take these numbers and flip them. So I'm going to end up with 1 over -1. And then I have to change the sign. So from negative, I just go to positive. So my line I'm looking for has a slope of a 1. So there goes F, and there goes H. It's got to be G or J. One of these goes to this point. Well, let's check it. 1x minus 8. Second table. Does it have a -6, 2? No, so it's got to be J. 1x plus 8. -6, 2. Yep. What is the equation of a line parallel to the x-axis and is 3 units below the x-axis? Okay, let's talk about this. This is the x-axis. If I want a line parallel to it, it's got to be like another one like that. Because this is the x-axis. If it's parallel, it has to not cross it, right? 3 units below. 1, 2, 3. So I want that line. Oh, so I want another horizontal line. Horizontals are HOYs, and their equations are like this. So it's going to be y equals the -3. X equals 3 would look like this. You're looking for that 3 on the x. That's not parallel. That's perpendicular. Okay, so be careful with the wording. 86. What is the rate of change? Oh, rate of change means slope. So that means that these fancy little things really represent ordered pairs. Remember that the numbers inside are your x's and the numbers on the outside are the y's, the answers. So this right here, g of 3 equals 2, is just fancy for the ordered pair 3, 2. And this one's fancy for the ordered pair 9, 4. So how do I find slope? I can either do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. But why do that if you can put them on stat? So 3, 3, 2, and 9, 4. Stat, calc, for calc. Slope is 0.333333, which is 1/3. Because look, 1/3, 0.3333. Okay. Okay, let's go to number 79. I give you 2 points, but now I'm looking for the x-intercept. I'm looking to see where it's crossing this x-axis at. Okay, so you got a couple of options. You can find the slope between these 2 points. Rise 1, 2, 3 over 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the slope is 3/4. I can keep doing that until I cross the x-axis. So I can just go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is. There's where I'm crossing the x-axis. What number is that? Well, here's the origin because I see the y right here, right? So here's the origin. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4, 0. Because I know it's kind of hard to see, but if this is the y-axis, that means right here is the coordinate grid. Okay. All right, number 80 is, and actually, have we done this one on the other one? Yeah, I'm not going to do this one. I'm going to skip 80. Let's go to number 80B down here. It says find the x and the y intercept. Where are they crossing the x-axis and the y-axis? Okay, well remember x-intercepts are going to have the number and 0. Y-intercepts are going to have the 0 and then the number. Okay, so I need one of each. Number 0 and then 0 number. So just knowing that alone, G is going to be gone because both of them have 0 number. Those are 2 y-intercepts. I don't want that. J is 2 x-intercepts. I don't want that. I want 1 and 1. All right. So how do I do that? Well, I go and I do the cover-up method. If I want to find the x-intercept, well then I can cancel out the y or ignore it or cover it by putting a 0 there. So that means it's going to be 0. Now you're going to solve for x. Letters left. 5x equals 15. Divide by 5, divide by 5, x equals 3. So my x-intercept is 3, 0. So that's why my better answer is F, 3, 0, not 0, 3. You could also divide this by -4, this by -4, and put it in y equals and graph it so that you can see where it's crossing the y-axis. 81, same thing. I give you a table. Tell me the x and y intercepts. Well, guys, if you've got a table, then it's easy to find the equation because you can just put it on stat. And in fact, you only need 2 of the numbers to put it on stat. -6 and -10 and -3 and -8. Stat, calc, for calc. The equation is y equals 0.66666 2/3 x minus 6. Once you find your equation, you're going to go to y equals and you're going to type it in. 2/3 x minus 6. Well, you already know this is the b, this is the y-intercept, so I should see an answer that has 0, 6 for the y-intercept. Not 0, 9, not 9, 0, -6 there, and not -6, 0, 0, -6. So already, I didn't even have to find the x-intercept. My answer choices gave it away, just with the y-intercept. Okay, 82. Which of the following ordered pairs is the x-intercept or the y-intercept of the function? So they don't know which one they're going to give us. You have to find both and see which one's there. So you're going to use the cover-up method because these are in standard form. That's what standard form is useful for. So let's find the x by plugging in a 0 or covering up the y and solving that. Well, you're going to have the little problem 2x equals 8. Divide by 2, divide by 2, x equals 4. So the x-intercept is 4. That means it's written like this, 4, 0. Is that here? Yay, it is. If it wasn't, then you would have to cover up the x, and now you're left with this little problem. Divide by -1, divide by -1, y is -8. So the y-intercept is -8, not positives. So that's why the answer was H. Only the x-intercept was given, and you got to make sure you know how to write an x-intercept. X, so the number goes on the x, 0 on the y. Which equation of a line that has a slope of -2 goes to the point 3, 2? Well, if it's got a slope of -2, it can't be the positive 2x, and it can't be the 8x. Duh, it's this one. -2x plus 8 is the only one that has a -2 slope and goes through the point 3, 2. There it is. There. All right, so 2 videos. I did question 79 all the way to 101. Make sure you upload a picture of all your notes. Okay? And I will see you on Wednesday. We're going to continue with Category 3. Make sure you start studying all your other packets. Test is May 6th, next Thursday.